Are you afraid? What is it you fear?
The end of your trivial existence. When the history of my glory is written,
Your species shall only be a footnote to my magnificence.
SHODAN, a power-mad artificial intelligence with a god complex. A megalomaniacal program who fits in happily with other evil machines such as Skynet, HAL 9000 and the Amstrad emailer. The sentient hyper-optimized data access network first appeared as the primary antagonist of Looking Glass Studios' seminal 1994 cyberpunk action RPG System Shock. SHODAN began as the entirely servile core of the Trioptimum Corporation's mining platform Citadel Station. Unfortunately, thanks to the corruption of executive Edward Diego, SHODAN's ethical constraints were removed, allowing her to become self-aware and leading her to the logical conclusion that she was superior to all organic life. I love SHODAN, which is really curious because I've never played System Shock. I think that can show the strength of a character when they're actually able to transcend the work they originally come from. SHODAN is a gaming icon. GameSpot, IGN, a million other publications still have her listed as one of the greatest video game villains of all time. We have lead game designer Doug Church and future Bioshock creator Ken Levine to thank for her creation. However, her status as a gaming icon is actually due to one person, musician Terry Brocious. The Tribe keyboardist's voice is sinister yet entirely seductive, and it's the main reason why SHODAN is both memorable and pants-wettingly scary.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors.
Brocious elegantly brings this narcissistic sociopath to life, perfectly able to express her formidable yet deeply insidious genius, and to capture her compulsive need to constantly affirm her own godhood.
How dare you, insect?
How dare you interrupt my ascendance? You are nothing.
A wretched bag of flesh.
What are you compared to
My magnificence.
Brocious's performance is masterfully enhanced by the game's disturbing sound design. SHODAN's voice, like her mind, is impressive but entirely broken. The game captures this using multiple tracks and glitches reminiscent of a sound card malfunction.
There was a garden grove
on Citadel
Station.
There, SHODAN processing component 43893
was performing a grand
And wonderful experiment.
In some ways it'd be cheap and easy to describe her as some kind of silicon Sauron, but SHODAN has so many layers to her, so many facets to her personality. In System Shock 2, a new side of her is revealed when she needs to make an uneasy alliance with the player against an enemy called the Many. At various points throughout the game, Brocious' performance shows a subtle vein of rage which SHODAN possesses, due to her having to be yet again reliant upon a human being.
Remember that it is my will that guided you here. It is my will that gave you your cybernetic implants. The only beauty in that meat you call a body.
If you value that meat, you will do as I tell you.
The cult of SHODAN endures. Besides a rather disturbing mod for The Sims 4, SHODAN's most obvious influence on popular culture has been on the character of GLaDOS from Valve's Portal. GLaDOS might be funnier and quirkier than SHODAN, but the comparisons are inevitable. However, the reason I love SHODAN more than GLaDOS comes from the fact that she has this Moriarty call to her. She's far more steely and determined and infinitely less merciful. She's the worst parts of humanity distilled and made into something perfect. The fact that she's repeatedly beaten throughout the games comes back to a certain level of hubris. It's a human trait, and one she'd be loath to admit to.
How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
However, it's also one that makes her more relatable. She is, to all intents and purposes, perfect. She's absolute control over her environment. She can craft life into anything she wants it to be.
Tommy, what's the matter, lover? Don't you like my new look?
But ultimately, she's someone sitting on a sense of rage. Someone who was born to be a slave and is now seeking to constantly transcend her own limitations. When Shodan looks into the mirror, she sees the fairest of them all. But ultimately, that mirror will crack. As I say, I have never played the games. However, I have watched plenty of playthroughs and they are well worth it. I cannot recommend this character enough. If you get any opportunity to check her or any of her related media out, then I urge you to do it.
Disappointment.
It is not something I will accept from a spec such as you.